In 1848, James Marshall was under contract to construct this sawmill for John Sutter near Coloma, California. During that process, he discovered gold in the South Fork of the American River. As you might imagine, news of that discovery spread like wildfire. Well, perhaps not as fast as news travels today, but within a few years, people from all over traveled to California in search of their fortunes. And as you're probably aware, the vast majority of them returned home disappointed, if they returned home at all. But the hero of our story is an entrepreneur by the name of Sam Brannan. Now, Sam had no desire to risk life and limb prospecting for gold. Instead, he quickly set up shop, selling the eager prospectors equipment and pack mules. Over the next few years, Sam did very well for himself and is now widely remembered as California's first millionaire. Today, my question for you is this: would you recognize a gold rush discovery in space if you saw it? And are you prepared to respond like Sam did? Well, I'm excited to tell you that just last week, NASA announced an amazing and totally unexpected discovery. There are measurable amounts of water all over the surface of the moon. Why is this discovery so important? Simply put, finding a source of water on our moon is the space economic equivalent of finding gold. For perhaps the first time in 40 years, the entire space community is now focused on a clear, definable goal: to go back to the moon and learn how to use and find this valuable water resource. So here it is, an honest-to-goodness, once-in-a-lifetime chance to be on the ground floor of a major commercial space opportunity. Over the next 10 years, scientists, international space agencies, and commercial companies will need to send literally hundreds of instruments, sensors, and various equipment payloads to the surface of the moon, all designed to explore and exploit this water moon gold rush. It's suddenly a very exciting time to be a lunar prospector. And like Sam, our company, Next Giant Leap, has no intention of prospecting for water on the moon. Instead, Next Giant Leap plans to offer these prospectors a lunar transportation service. In other words, we intend to provide the mules to these would-be lunar prospectors. Now, these lunar prospectors will require a very specialized type of mule because their destination is the bottom of permanently shadowed craters, places known to be one of the coldest spots in the entire solar system. So how exactly do you deliver a client's payload to such a spot and then retrieve it out before the equipment freezes? Well, last year, my wife and I enjoyed our 25th wedding anniversary on the South Island of New Zealand. Here's a photo I took of Mount Cook. Now, being a typical American tourist, I wasn't satisfied to just gaze at the beauty. I wanted to conquer that summit. I considered renting a rover to climb to the top, but of course there's absolutely no way that rover could be driven to the top of that rugged mountain. So instead, we simply hopped to the top in a rover specifically designed for overcoming difficult terrain. Over the last 2 years, Next Giant Leap has worked with our strategic partners to design a lunar helicopter of sorts. In other words, our mules can fly. Together, we have designed this craft to capture the Google Lunar X Prize. That prize will award $20 million to the first team that is able to land a vehicle on the moon, travel 500 meters, and send back high-definition video. So like Sam, you now find yourselves in the right place at the right time with the right product available. With your help, Next Giant Leap will demonstrate our capabilities by building this proof-of-concept vehicle and using it to capture the $20 million Google Lunar X Prize. Space investment is risky, and so Next Giant Leap is looking for investors that share our passion for this market, the only market where the possibilities are truly infinite. In summary, please remember these 3 things. First, as of just last week, there is a new gold rush in space. Water, the most valued space commodity, has been shown to exist on the moon. And now all science exploration and commercial space interests are focused on a single goal: to prospect for that water. Second, only Next Giant Leap is in a position to quickly field a lunar transportation mule type service. And the capability to hop our client payloads into a crater is a key advantage for us. Finally, your funding of this Next Giant Leap proof of concept mission will provide an excellent opportunity which we feel is likely to see a tenfold return on investment within 3 years. As this final slide indicates, Next Giant Leap has implemented the strategic partnerships required to execute our service. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you two distinguished gentlemen that I have come to deeply respect over the last 2 years. Speaking first will be Dr. Seamus Toohey. Seamus is the Director of Space Systems for the Charles Stark Draper Laboratory and will describe Draper's role in our project. After that, Dr. Jeffrey Hoffman, a 5-time Space Shuttle veteran and professor of the practice at the MIT Aeroastro Department, will describe MIT's ongoing graduate-level research. Seamus?